Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to show y'all a little bit around the mower pile here in a little bit, but at the time of filming this video here in the middle of mowing season, I am swamped with, I think I've got like 21 riders. We're going to work on this one in this video. I'm trying to conquer the easy ones first, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This is a Cub Cadet 1320, and it actually runs and drives and cuts as it is. It needs a little bit of help on the hydro, and the deck needs a little bit of welding. I hope that I don't have to put any money into this. I can get this thing out and gone. So let's go ahead and get started on this Cub Cadet 1320. So right off the bat, you can kind of see that it's not in perfect shape. It actually is somewhat clean for its age. I learned that these were built late 80s, early 90s. They kind of almost with this look on the front, almost have like a 70s look to them, but it's nowhere near that old. This is an MTD made Cub Cadet, although when these were being made, MTD I guess was still making things halfway decent. It's got grease fittings here for all the axles, and like a roller on the front of the deck here and other things like that. It is missing the back fender. I don't know where that thing's gone, but it's not here. And let me show you what it's got under the hood. Here's the model number anyways, and this gas tank is massive. You could run for weeks on this thing. Probably run it all day long and not have to put gas in it. This is a 130-232-100. Serial number 185221. Manufacturing date would be, what does it say? C270G. And this is a 12.5 horsepower Kohler. It runs, it drives, it cuts. I'll show you that it does that real quick before we dive into it. But we'll check the condition of the air filter while we're at it. Air filter is very passable. We're not even going to touch it. I don't think we're going to touch this engine apart from an oil change. The filter even looks good on it. I'm not even going to put a filter on it. Runs like a champ. Looks like somebody's put a Wix filter on it here. That may actually be at the fuel pump. Somebody might have bypassed the mechanical fuel pump here, or it could be back under the mower. We'll have to check when we get under the mower here. But whatever they did is running great, so I'm not going to touch it. Oil was full, I believe, and in pretty good shape. It's got the quiet muffler on it too, which is really nice. Super nice. Yeah, even the oil is not, I mean, I'll probably go ahead and change the oil, but it's really not that dirty. And I might just leave it alone. It's unfortunate because this one's a decently built lawnmower. It's before MTD really started messing up stuff. Pretty user-friendly to operate too. But I'll show you where the deck is having issues down here, and it looks like it's been tried to be welded before on the inside. Like I said, we're going to take it off and see. But what's missing, it's not on right here, and then the other side's starting to crack. So I'm just going to see if I can weld it somewhat to this metal piece, and maybe put like a little filler piece right here on the front and grind it down and put a little filler piece across the front here just to kind of cover up that hole. Nothing crazy though, nothing crazy. Deck otherwise looks like it's pretty decent though. The back mount is good. Apart from it missing the fender and missing like a headlight lens here, it's really not bad. It is a fiberglass hood. You can see where some of it has been burned off where the muffler is run. So I think this has got a little bit of run time on it. But battery's good. Somebody has gone through the process of wiring things up back here. I don't know if it's proper or not. I don't know if any safety switches have been bypassed, but I don't see any on the seat. So, well, I apologize. I see this one on the seat, so it should be functional still. As long as, well, no, it's not because it's not hooked up. So somebody has done some safety action with it. They've bypassed the fuse. I don't know why. I guess they were having an issue with the safety switch, or so they thought, and it probably was the starter solenoid at one time. Lever operated hydrostatic transmission on the dash. I don't think I've seen that before. That's kind of cool. Six level height adjustment right here on the right, and it's not. You know how some of the old MTDs have the lever to where you pull it out and push it down? This one does not. It actually has a separate PTO engagement over here, which is very good, much more user-friendly and reliable than the other. Like I said, hydro transmission. It's actually got an amp meter. You can tell it's MTD mostly by the way that the steering wheel looks, by the way that the deck looks. But it's got a true hydro transmission and not one of them Varied drives, thankfully. So here's the other lever I was talking about, like on this Lowe's here. And I was going to promise you I was going to talk about the hoard I've got in the back here. So these are all, like I said, I just got mowers everywhere. Right here, there's one right there, one right here, 4 right there. So I got plenty. Oh, 2 right there on the trailer. Forgot those. But yeah, so let me start this thing up. I hope this will be pretty quick. A couple of quick fixes here. I'll start it up, I'll get it out here, and I'll let you see what's going on. So I think it just needs a hydro adjustment. The hydro lever will actually push the mower forward a little bit when it's in neutral, but it won't really go in reverse. So I think the adjustment's a little off. Out here so you can see it a little bit better. So it'll go forward, but it won't really back up very well. You can Ghost Rider this thing. See, that's as fast as it goes backwards. I think it was just an adjustment. Let's see, like somebody's bypassed the switches, which I'm not a fan of, but But see, like whenever I bring it back down, it tries to want to crawl forward a little bit. So I think if I just, and even right here, even right there, it's not going further back. So I think the adjustment's just about that far off on it. But I'll get it back into the garage. See, there we go. I'll get it back in the garage, and we'll go ahead and go about taking the deck off of it. Alright, so I'll show you the deck here in just a second. I do want to show you, I live in North Carolina. This is actually sold by C&D International Incorporated. So maybe, I don't know when International Harvester sold off the brand or what happened with Cub Cadet becoming MTD. But that is that's your original, where it originally came from. It'd be kind of cool to see if they're still in business in some capacity. So, blades are shot on it. Holy cow. I don't know if I've got 38-inch MTD blades here, but I might have to invest in some. Or I might just sell it as is, saying needs blades. I really don't want to spend a lot of time on this lawnmower. I wanted to get it gone. Anyways, the deck. Cotter pins, one right here. Let me lower the deck all the way and I'll show you. One right here. One right... it's on the inside of this right here. One right there. Or you could take it off at the top, whatever you choose. Same deal on the other side. There's an additional one I want to show you. And then I'm going to take this thing off. So this one. And that one right there for the adjustment arm, or for the engagement lever. So I'm going to get those 6 things off. And I'll drag this deck out. We'll take a look at it, see what we can do welding wise and whatnot. And go from there. Alright, y'all, the deck is off. No surprises there. Some of the cotter pins I had to sacrifice for the greater good, but that's, 5-cent items right there to repair. Not really a fan of what the top deck belt looks like, but it works. So again, you got to know what you can, or what you should and what you shouldn't fix around here. And this is one of those to where I know what I should and shouldn't do. And so all I'm going to try and do here is weld this bracket back, and then probably grind this off a little bit and weld a plate, maybe on the inside of the mower, just to keep the grass and keep idiots from putting fingers in the deck. Trying to decrease the liability risk for me, if you know what I mean. Turn it up on its side and look at the blades. They are completely trashed. I will see if I have any MTD blades, but I may just let these ride, to be honest with you. I just want to sell this as like a running and cutting lawnmower, because that's really all anybody's going to use it for. Or somebody might buy it for a hauler. So just got to kind of see what they end up doing, or what ends up happening to it. But having a functioning mower deck, which it functions now, but I'm going to make it function a little bit better. So the hydro adjust looks like it's back here. And so it looks like the reverse, let me put it in reverse real quick, if I can get my hands right, goes that way. So it looks like what I need to do is take a wrench, let me get on the back of the mower here, helps with the fenders being off of it, can expose it. You see, you can kind of see that that it's maybe leaking a little bit, but it is full of fluid. I checked that. It's got a new tire on the left rear too, which is another plus. but it looks like, let's see, threads right there. So it looks like I need to loosen these two nuts, and the one behind the arm here, I just need to adjust further back because we want it to go in reverse a little bit quicker than it is. So that's all I'm going to do. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. Loosen this bolt up, probably a 7/16 or a half. That's probably a 5/8. Same on the other side, it may be a 9/16. Let me get the tools that I need and we will go ahead and adjust this because it shouldn't take too long to do on camera. Alright guys, it seriously was it was even simpler than I told you. I came to the back here and all I did was loosen it because we know the reverse goes toward the rear of the mower. So I just loosened it, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 turns just to see, like full turns, not just wrench turns, if you know what I'm talking about. So we'll see what happens. How about I just let y'all hop on here with me and we'll see. Alright, so that's neutral. We're going to set the park brake. Actually, we're just going to leave it like that because I know it's not going to roll right like that. I'm going to put it in reverse. So I can't even put it in reverse like that. So let's crank her up. I guess I need some choke. Okay, I'm going to put it in reverse. Look at that. That's all it was. Needed just a little adjustment. That was easy. Reverse. Neutral. Could probably stand to go a couple more turns back. Awesome. Thought I was going to have to put a belt on it. Almost ordered a belt. Decided against it. About to grease this front end. This thing is hard to turn. Alright, full speed. That's more than fast enough to cut grass with. Reverse. Let me turn around and we'll reverse up the hill. Reverse up the hill. That's more than an acceptable speed. Forward. Totally fine. Excellent. That's fixed. Looks like it's trying to slow down whenever you put the speed up on it. Just at the slow speeds, it's fine at the higher speeds there. But it's good. It's good right there near the top. It kind of wants to slide once you get down a little bit further, but not too bad. We'll reverse on home here. I feel like this thing's like running a modified with the way that it is. Alright, so I do have a little bit of a, it does like trying to come back on me, but I think it's just because of the linkage is getting kind of loose, but it is run. I mean, can't ask for much more, especially at the price point. We're getting a hydrostatic transmission, and somebody's probably not going to be paying more than about 300 bucks for it. So that's good. Now we're gonna, I guess, work on the deck. That was easy. Like I said, all the tires hold air. Probably I'll grease everything up on the mower, and we should really be good, quite honestly. Like I said, I want to get this one in and out. I got plenty of others to work on. Deck. Now, what we're going to do with that, I'm going to do a little bit of work on it. All I'm going to do, like I mentioned twice before already, I'll take this arm off right here. Actually, I may not. It may be easier to do it with the wheel and stuff on it, but take that arm off, tack it on there, grind off some stuff right here. It does have a bar back here that I can weld it to, so that's a good thing. I'll tack that up a little bit to make it a little bit more sturdy, and I'm going to grind this off, and I will cover that hole with some sheet metal, and then, quite honestly, I think I'm just going to wash it and send it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do most of this off camera. I am by no means a welder or a fabricator, so I don't really care to show my work because there's a lot of much better people out there than I am. So let me go ahead and take care of this, and I will rejoin y'all when I get done with this work, and we'll put the deck on it, back on it. We'll get it back cutting. We'll wash it, make it look decent. Well, more decent than it is. It already looks good for its age. And we'll send it on down the line. Alright, y'all, I finished the deck. I know some of you are going to be like, this is not a very good job. However, you got to be thinking about what I'm working with and the price point of the mower. Y'all can see the blades, the lift points on the blades are just shot. I don't have blades here to replace it with. And frankly, whoever's going to buy this is honestly probably going to just cut their grass and not really care. You occasionally get that loyal Cub Cadet buyer. So that, again, using what I got, I had some sheet metal here. I just welded the sheet metal to close the hole up. That hole right there is actually closed up by a different metal that got welded before I owned it. And I welded this bracket back on. As far as I can tell, I beat on it and everything, and it seems to want to stay. So that's good. So again, with it missing the back fender, it runs and drives and cuts. I'm not expecting to get more than $300 for it. I might list it for $350 just to be optimistic as a running and driving and cutting lawnmower. But it's just one of those you want to get, fix it, and get it out of the garage. So sure, I could do the whole restoration process and whatnot of one of these, but really and truthfully, I just needed this to run and cut grass. So that's the gist. All the tires hold good air. Just going to grease the front end of it. I'm going to get the deck back on it. And we should be in good shape. I did end up taking the front bracket and the roller off. That was easy. It was just a pin, and it was off. So we'll pop this back on. I'll go ahead and we'll crank it up and test mow it, and then we'll probably wrap this video up. Alright, y'all, it's all back together. Really, this was not too bad. I didn't realize how nice it is to kind of have like a primary and a secondary deck belt on a lawnmower. But the secondary belt's tight, and then I guess you tighten the primary belt, and it doesn't really matter if the primary belt is loose or not to affect the secondary belt. That way you don't really have to, if you're burning up belts, you kind of know why. But that's just kind of my opinion. Again, back when MTD was making things a little bit better, still had a little bit better quality control than what they have today. Anyways, let me set you on the let me set you on this, and we're gonna go for a ride down the driveway here in just a second. I'll let y'all hear it run and all that good stuff though. Doesn't have a lot of lift to it. Let's see if it'll back up. That'll work, y'all. I love these old Kohlers. They just idled so nicely. Excellent. I think we're in good shape, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the ride. Deck's pretty level, all things considered. And hopefully that my little fix there with the welding is going to help us out some too. I do need to grease the front end. I am going to do a nice little test mow with it before sending it off. But the bracket is fixed, which is good. And I can kind of move it around and mess with it, and it's not really going anywhere, so that's awesome. you know, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up. I'm going to test it out. The one variable that I am concerned about is if I get this thing cutting pretty good and it doesn't want to pull hills and stuff anymore, then I will be a little bit concerned about that. But it seems like it's doing okay just going up and down the driveway. I will have to see whenever I get it into the yard, especially going up and down hills, to see if I have any issues when it comes to that. But it's still, like I said, the belt's getting warm. Not hot, nothing out of the ordinary, and it's doing fine, so I think we're going to be alright. The blades seem to engage a lot better as well after fixing that deck, so because it doesn't have all that play up front anymore. But I tell you what, one evening with this and it's pretty much done. I'm done working tonight, but I'm going to do this to catch it back up with you tomorrow. I'll do a nice test mow with it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the transaxle's good. And if it is, then we're going to clean this up, send it on down the line. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Alright, y'all, here's the 1320 all done. It is kind of what it is on this one. Overall, decent lawnmower though. I cut the entire backyard with it. Did great. The only thing I noticed is that the hydro trans is getting a little weak. But which is kind of unfortunate. However, I got it adjusted. It goes forward and reverse great. The only time it ever struggles is on like hills, kind of like in my front yard. So that no gentle hill like that right there, or upslope. It's more so in the front yard where my incline goes up a little bit. It'll go up it all day long. It does bog down a little bit, but when you go backwards, it's kind of when it stops. But I can roll it around on the concrete, and I mean, this is a decent slope on the concrete here, but I'm talking like greater than like probably 8 to 10 degrees. So it's a decent incline where a hydro is really gonna not struggle, but it's really gonna whine anytime. And this one, 30 years old, I mean, works pretty well otherwise. So let me crank it up. I'll run the blades for you, and I'll show you that everything works on it. Backs up, I mean, steers a lot better too now that I used it. But here, I'll put it in reverse. I'll show you it backs up fine at a decent speed. It's just when you get it on an incline, is when it starts to struggle a little bit. This thing idles so well. I love these old lawnmowers. They run so well for what they are. But that's that. So I don't know. I don't have any idea what the list is that I'm going to list it for. Oil was clean, filter's good, air filter's good. Could use some blades, but deck's level. All the tires hold air. Really the only negative about it is that the hydro trans gets a little bit weak on the heels, but as long as, I mean, if you have a backyard like mine, you'd never notice. But the front yard, where I have a bunch of slope, like a pretty big slope on the front of the house, you do notice it there. But that's probably a good 8 to 10 degrees anyway, so that's just what it's going to be. So we'll go ahead and finish this up here, and be done with it. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think I need to do with this. I'm gonna list it for $300. And again, I got this in a trade for. I sold a Craftsman LT 2000. Got this on trade. In addition to 2 other mowers for the same price. So if I get $300 out of it, then I pretty much only got $250 in the other 2, and the other 2 are this Murray and that Poland. That Poland's going to fetch $450, $500 all day long. So I'll make money otherwise, even if I get $250 for this mower. But let me know what y'all think about the hydro. I think it's just because the mower's 30 years old and it's weak. The drive belt is a little cracked, but it does operate and it's not slipping, so, and it's not loose. So it's not that, because if it was that, it would struggle when I'm turning, and it does not do that. So I think the hydro pump itself is kind of weak, but for a 30-year-old MTD hydrostatic transmission, still doing pretty good. So obviously it's missing the back fender, but let me know what y'all think of this. Would y'all have done it a little bit more, given the condition of the deck, and well, the deck's the bad thing. The hydro is good, or the body and everything is good with the tires, but the hydro is another weak point. Somebody will come by it that has a level yard and probably will never notice that it's a little bit weak on the hills. And for $300, somebody will have a good lawnmower otherwise. So thank y'all for watching. Let me know if y'all have gone the extra mile to put blades and stuff on it. I'm honestly just trying to get it out. No matter the way you look at it, this isn't going to be more than $300, $350 at the most, if I am really lucky. But anyways, thank y'all again. I'll catch y'all in the next video. See you then.